Hello and welcome this morning. Hello and welcome this morning. We're going to be beginning this morning with an upper body movement series. This is the Somatic movement series. Welcome today. Go ahead and get to the back of your mat. Stand to the back of your mat, and we're not going to use any props today. We're going to be doing a standing movement. Then we're going to have one from all fours. We're going to be using our percussion tool and our journal. Let's go ahead and get ourselves in position this morning. So this movement this morning, we want to first feel how are we connected to and held by the place where we are standing. So notice how your feet are held by the floor. You can kind of rock your hips side to side. And see if you can feel the different points of contact of your feet on the floor. And see if you can feel which part of your foot feels the most connected to and supported by the floor. So for me, that's my right heel and also my left heel. Actually, the more I'm looking, then it really becomes more prominently my left heel. So you want to let your brain see what that is for you. And with each breath, we're breathing to that place of the most support. And as I exhale, I'm resting down into that place where I'm the most supported. And you'll feel your body begin to go through these gentle reorganizations. Can you feel, what does the word that is connected to that quality of support? What is the word that you feel, the word that stands out? What type of support, or what does it feel like to be held that way? So for me, the word that comes up is there is a softness there. So notice what your word is. And what we are strength training is, how do I receive that quality of softness up into my body, and move with that softness. So today's movement, we're going to be doing reaching arms back, like this and like this. And normally in our world, when we're doing movements like this, I'm using my own strength and I'm pushing and I'm establishing a momentum. With this work, what we want to do is the opposite. We're conditioning a completely different side of the spectrum of movement. And what we're doing is we're wanting to feel that radical quality of support. I want to move my shoulders with that support. I'm breathing to my shoulders and my arms. And on every exhale, I'm letting the part of my body that's active be connected to the part of my body that's the most supported. And what you're going to feel is that support, that pattern of support gets bigger. The slower and softer or more gently I move, the more my system is able to open. Super gentle. Feel the shape or the tension patterns that are alive in your shoulders, and get softer and softer with each move. Make sure you're breathing. Soften the palms of your hands and notice what's changing in your feet. How is your connection to support changing the slower that you move? Now we're going to go to the end of the movement, and we want to hold that for a few moments, and we're going to breathe to that area. Breathe into the shoulders, breathe into the hands and the arms, and as we exhale, we're feeling the whole shoulder girdle, which is your shoulders, your rib cage, your neck, and your face. We're feeling the whole thing on the exhale, resting down. Soften more. Where can you let go more? And let's change sides. Breathe into the shoulders. As you exhale, get heavy. Can the shoulders unclench into more letting go, more softness? Good. And then bring your arms to your sides. Now step your feet together. Now you want to feel, how are your feet the most connected to the floor? And can I feel my thighs connected to each other? So my inner thighs, my knees, my shins, I have a gentle hugging in and a tucking of my tailbone under. And now feel the support. How can you let that connection be there and feel you're making room again and allowing your body to gently reorganize. As you breathe in and exhale out. Now we're going to reach our right arm up and then our left arm up. Again, we are staying as gentle as we possibly can. The arm that's sliding down the leg is pressing into the leg, and the legs are pressing into one another. But we are trying to let the support flow up from how we're connected to the floor and flow into the parts of our body that we can feel are holding tension. The softer we move, the better. Now we're going to move to the end of whatever side we're on, and we're going to hold that position. We want to breathe to it. Asking for guidance. How can I receive more support in this area? For me, I asked Jesus for that guidance. Jesus, show me how to receive God's love and living support in this part of my body. And slowly come out of that. We're going to move to the other side. And I'm asking for guidance. Feel free to ask your creator that resonates with your heart. For me, I'm asking Jesus, how do I receive support? Good. And you're coming back out of that. We're going to go ahead and make a little mental snapshot of what you have experienced as far as where your attention is. You want to come to your journal and you're going to draw that into the body diagram for this movement section. So we just did alternating arm raises, and a side stretch for the open position. And you want to draw onto the body diagram where you could feel the places in your body that have been working really hard, the places where you feel tension. Also, you want to make note of what quality of support did you experience. As we are using our percussion tool to trace the little pattern that we drew on our diagram, we want to be breathing to that area. My little thing's not turning on. And unclenching. And thinking about where it says your restriction, we want to be thinking about what has this part of your body been doing. So think about how this part of your body has been working throughout your life. We're breathing to that, and as we exhale, we're resting into the way that our body is supported from the seated position. Breathing to the area. As you're exhaling, you're softening. And then switching to the other side. Finding the pattern on your other side, whatever you notice. Breathing to it. Exhaling and resting down into it. And thinking about all that that part of your body has done for you, you can write that into your area of restriction. Were you able to breathe to and acknowledge what that has felt like? Were you able to acknowledge that? I'm breathing to it, and then as I exhale, I'm inviting that part of my body that has been overworked to find its way into an experience of rest. So we're taking these parts of ourselves that have worked really hard, and we are bringing them, we are mediating that space of bringing them into this divine rest that's waiting for all of us. For me, that rest is coming from a Christ-based tradition, from that power of the Holy Spirit that is speaking intimately to me. So I'm looking at that quality of support, and I'm bringing it to the places where I have been overworked. Was I able to breathe to it, and was I able to unclench? Yes, for me today I was, but that's not necessarily happening every single day I try. Sometimes in the beginning, when we are moving parts of our body and we feel a significant amount of tension there, that part of our body does not yet know how to rest, how to find its way into this support. So let's take a moment and we're going to refresh that together. You want to notice, where am I supported right now, where I'm seated, and what does that quality of support feel like? So we're feeling that place where you feel the most connected to the floor, or most connected to where you are in space, standing, sitting, laying down. And as I exhale, am I able to bring all the parts of my system into being held by that place that feels the most held? Letting my brain see that this is nervous system strength training. And you're acknowledging this part of myself that feels tight is tight for a reason, because it's been doing something very important for me. It's been carrying me through something very important. And it's been doing that, not being connected to support. So we are strength training our capacity to find our way into support. And then we're going to lay down now, and we're going to give the brain some time to take this in, and the nervous system some time to take this in. So the rest practice is kind of like after I bake a cake and I put it out and it has to set. The rest practice is us taking the time to let the connections that we have established, relational, physiological, we're letting them set. I'm letting that part of my body set with this connection to support. I'm not running out and trying to do 50 things. As I let it set, that connection gets stronger and stronger every single day. So let's go ahead and lay back into our rest position. And you want to grab a blanket and give yourself a pillow. I'm going to set our timer. We have 10 minutes for rest this morning. So watch what happens when you allow the connections that you have established to do what the physiology naturally is able to do. We are acknowledging, go ahead and lay down, and as you're laying down in your mind and in your heart, you're holding that acknowledgement of this part of my body that I just moved today and that I just massaged and we just stretched. This part of my body, I'm inviting into rest. So in your mind, in your heart, call this part of yourself. You're thanking that part of yourself. You're thanking your Creator. For me, I'm thanking Jesus, thanking God, thanking the Holy Spirit for even the capacity to have done what I've done. And now I'm inviting it back into this divine rest. So breathing to those places that I've worked hard. I'm going to set the timer. And as you exhale, you're noticing, where is my point of greatest support as I'm laying down? As you exhale, you are allowing your body to settle down into that place of support. We want to keep breathing to the area. And as we exhale, letting the body become heavy into that area. taking a moment to notice what parts of your body were able to find their way into rest. We want to breathe into that. And as we exhale, again, we're resting down in. We're bringing that newly opened part of ourself into this experience of rest. And notice, what does that feel like? What does that feel like to be able to soften there, or to be able to rest there more completely? So these morning practices we do them every morning. They're shorter practices. We do have an advanced class series that we do during the week where you can access some of the longer classes. That membership is $100 a month that you can join to do that. Also, if you want to go to the app, there is a link below this video that you can access that can take you into the app, and then it has a list of all these different exercises that you can do. They're shortened just like this, so that you can begin to strength train your capacity to soften and let a divine power pick you up and support you. It is the opposite of strength training. I'm not doing a bunch of repetition and pushing and building my own power. I am developing a finesse to go the opposite direction and become carried. So it's very different. Thank you for being here. It's my honor to be here with you. Let's take a moment and offer thanks to our living Creator. My heart calls out to Jesus, to God, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you for these practices, and thank you for this process as we learn to walk more supported in our days. I'll see you guys in the next class. We're going to jump over to the Rise and Shine practice, where we develop a deeper relationship with the mystery of this divine presence. I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Take care.